let's start our recap of the last 3 months' training. We introduced the development of the fetal predator at the beginning of the orange grade. And can you remember when we spoke about how the fetal position provoked Husto's imagination as a child and was to be the seed that over the following years grew to become what is known today as the KFM? We built and followed a simple process of development involving the levels and the punch, elbow, knee and kick. We then just started adding new developments to this nucleus piece by piece, week by week. The one opponent predator is the start of a two-way physical conversation. When we are provoked with a good question, then we need to reply with an equally powerful answer. Remember when we spoke about how many people compare? For example, when we hear the words, "Yeah, it's a bit like what we do." Well, we have a simple analogy that we like to use here. It's a bit like a lawyer. He has the same vocabulary of words as us, but if we enter into a discussion with a skilled lawyer, we get taken apart. Why is that? After all, he's only using the same weapons as us. Well, it's simple, isn't it? He knows how it all works emotionally, and he has studied how to use and extract power from his words in a way that most of us think we can, but should the moment ever arise, quickly realise that those simple words just don't come out the same. All of the work in these early grades really is very basic, but in saying that, when trained and applied with essence, it's actually far from basic, it's amazing. Plus, simple things done well, in the end, can be very productive. Just watch and analyse all of the simple things that we've already trained. See how simple they are, but in spontaneous motion they become quite a force. Can you remember how in the Predator exercise we had encompassed all of the major weapons and now the 4 major levels? As with all things, on paper it all seems very easy. A kick, a punch, a grab, etc, etc. But as you now know, watching the work and thinking you know it is one thing. But if you don't actually apply yourself, then the rewards will be meek, to say the least. Back to recapping the one opponent again, only this time with the addition of the pass or attack. This is where we introduce the stomp, can you remember? Only it's not always as obvious to see at first glance, and we need to pay attention when training this simple yet clearly dangerous attack, as the ankles break very easily. The one opponent work is vital, as this is our absorption stage, and the predator exercise, well, this is the instinctive reflection of what we've actually absorbed. We used these little insert shots just to make sure it was clear about how and where we introduced the stomp. Now in this predator we had 3 stomps working within the mix. One of the elements we were developing was the timing of the stomp, and the other thing that this exercise taught us was just how difficult it is to find good stability whilst being ragged around. The stomp is one of those simple attacks that can break the foundation of the opponent very quickly. But as we are usually in the middle of an unstable chaos, this is exactly why the development of good timing is essential. Again, we used these little insert shots just so it was clear about how and where we'd introduce the multiple stomp. As we moved on, we took the stomp one step further. We stomped while facing the opponent, but we also stomped as we turned. The reasons for turning are many, and this was evolved as a direct consequence of experience. One of the problems with the mindset in the world of the martial arts is this: everybody thinks they know it, but the part people can't see is that the stomp, for example, is a consequence of everything, and everything is a consequence of the stomp. What exactly does that mean? Well, it will become clear as we go on. Techniques, or developments as we like to call them, in truth have no real beginning or end, but rather they are an answer to a series of never-ending physical questions. Hence, connection is the key. It's just like connecting a series of words into a sentence. If we connect the right words together, we can make a sentence. But if we connect those same words but in the wrong order, well, it's not rocket science, is it? Another way of looking at it is this. It's like two people in a kitchen who are about to bake a cake. They both have all the same ingredients on the table right in front of them. One of them understands how all the ingredients complement each other and in what order they need to be mixed in order to give the best results. And the other, well, he thinks he knows, because he does actually have all the right ingredients. But, and here is the but, thinking you know versus actually understanding are worlds apart. Mixing everything together and putting it into the oven is one thing. What actually comes out of the oven is another thing. This is the same as a fight. We may enter because we think we have all the right ingredients, but who's most likely to survive? I know my money's on, and it's not Mr. Who thinks he knows, but rather on Mr. Who actually understands.